that may or may not have happened, may or may not be happening. Conspiracy theories are so very true, or maybe not, whatever it is that you believe, 617-282-0062. But in this article, it talks about just call victims paranoid and delusional. You don't have to sit here and justify anything. You know, those conspiracy theorists are just paranoid and delusional. Dr. Barry Trauner, a microwave weapons expert who worked with the UK Navy, has spoken extensively about microwave weaponry, including a V2K or voice-to-skull technologies, which puts voices in people's head via EMFs. Dr. Richard Allen Miller, an MIT-educated U.S. Navy intel scientist, has stated he has helped develop V2K or synthetic telepathy. I need you to hear what the heck I just said. As far as conspiracy theorists are concerned, just call the victims paranoid and delusional. The V2K, voice-to-skull technologies, which puts voices in the heads of people. Dr. Richard Allen Miller, an MIT-educated U.S. Navy intel scientist, stated he has helped develop this technology. If you think for 5 seconds, just think about it for 5, what Lionel say, somebody got to have some sense. You just use a little common sense, a little critical thinking. Today, Bernie Sanders is giving a speech. He will travel to New York where he will give a speech at the town hall. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Where we go from here speech. I can't wait for the speech sometime today at 5:30 because we need this. I was looking at Twitter yesterday. I was looking at the hashtags. I was looking at what's going on with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, and I'm feeling like this can't be life. I'm really feeling like Jay-Z, like this can't be life. It got to be more, because this cannot be real life, but it is. And I feel so conflicted. Please remember, you can write yourself in, baby. You can write yourself. You can write Bernie. You can write Jill Stein. You can write in. Do not let them make you think that that is not an option. A bill that could make it easier to fix broken phones, computers, and tablets was killed in New York State legislature on Saturday when the session officially ended. Opposed by tech giants such as Apple, Cisco, and Xerox, the bill would have forced companies to release electronic parts and design manuals to independent repair shops. If passed, the bill could have been a boon to repair technicians and right to repair advocates nationwide. The New York legislature had until the end of June to consider the Fair Repair Act, but the bill was squashed in committee before it had a chance to even reach the floor for a vote. Why is this important? This is important to you because if you've ever tried to get your phone fixed and couldn't, you have to take that to Apple. You have to take that to Samsung. That has to go back to LG. If you've ever had any type of circumstance with that, this is what this bill addressed. So let's say, for instance, if you had a Toyota and the only person that could fix your vehicle was the Toyota dealership. Now we've come, I forgot what are they, McCall's? I forgot the name of the company that has those books that give you step by step how to fix your vehicle. And that would have been the same what this act was trying to do. The Fair Repair Act was trying to have these companies, mandatory give out these blueprints so other people could fix your phone, so you could have just like a repair body shop down the street from your house versus taking your car to Toyota, to Mazda, to Lexus. That's the same idea. It was killed, baby, all the way killed. So we'll continue to stay with that story and see what comes out of that. The House just voted to give Wall Street billions from Americans. I'm tired of this. Brokers are allowed to give you bad advice. The House wants to keep it that way. We have the most corrupt government, and it's blatant. It's so in your face. I'm waiting for a change. We need a change. We've been on one side of radical for so damn long. Can we please have the other side of radical? Can we please have some balance? I need this yin and yang because right now we're about to topple over into destruction. If the House of Representatives gets its way, President Barack Obama won't be able to crack down on unnecessary fees that cost Americans billions of dollars in retirement savings a year. The House voted 234 to 188. This was Thursday. This was actually a couple weeks ago to undo a rule proposed by the Labor Department earlier last month that would require anyone getting paid to provide retirement investment advice to act in the best interest of retirees. So when you get advice about your retirement plan, it's not in your best interest, period. It's in the best interest of the company in which holds your money. No. Don't move it. Don't take it out. Who is for the people? Please tell me, where does this exist? Where does the system exist where the system works for the people? There's an awesome story. I'm going to go ahead and post this on the Wake Up with Tayla Andre page about Sue Harris, who has a plan for her neighborhood to flourish in a broken and crumbling city. This woman is building an urban paradise. The school shut down and the street lights were hauled away, but Sue Harris had a plan to rebuild and revive, and that's exactly what she is doing. Please go ahead and read that, because she is a chica, even though it's just her and her little community. It's not about you saving the world. It's about what can you do in your own backyard. Yesterday, I don't know if you guys remember during our conversation on conspiracy theorists, but there was somebody who sent me a message about the men in black, the men in these long trench coats that are walking down Muscatine County. And they were trying to figure out what's going on. Now, there is a news report of who are the mysterious men in black. Police asked for help to find individuals who have been spooking Iowa town for weeks in the fear that it may be just a sinister prank. But right now they have absolutely no answers. Men walk out the side of the road and slowly approach the driver's side door of the vehicles. Police are now trying to figure out who are these individuals and what are they doing, and can you please stop? And it's really creepy. And there's a lot of people that have been reporting on it. And I've read the story really, it was a brief story that we read yesterday because somebody made mention to it. But the story that I read yesterday was like, well, we just think it's a joke. And now it's like, hold on, but the police are serious. Can you please help us? Really quickly, in other news, psychologist James Mitchell, I read this story a few weeks ago, and now this is the update. Psychologist James Mitchell and Bruce Jessen were hired by the CIA in 2002. They were tasked with developing CIA's enhanced interrogation program. They have never before spoken in court on allegations that they tortured suspects, but on Tuesday, they filed responses to allegations made last year by the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union. Mitchell and Jensen admitted to waterboarding and other harsh treatments, but the psychologists still deny they committed torture in the process. So let me read that again. They admitted to waterboarding and other harsh treatments, but deny they committed torture in the process. Listen, I didn't kill him. What had happened was I knocked him over the head. He started bleeding to death, and then that's what killed him. But personally, I wasn't the one who killed him. I investigated myself and found I did nothing wrong. Clinton taking Elizabeth Warren for a test drive on the trail in Ohio on Monday. Hillary Clinton is under pressure to name Elizabeth Warren as her running mate. I don't even want to read it anymore. Long story short, I'm very disappointed in my senator. I am. I have trolls on Twitter that are going to come and get me after saying that. I really don't care. It is what it is. But I'm not happy. I'm not happy, Elizabeth, at all. And I am one of those people. I'm not going to just sit here, Big City 101.3 FM, and just say I'm unhappy. I wrote her a letter, and I'm waiting for a reply. I called her office. I wrote a letter. I sent an email. I'm not proud. Like, I voted for you. I feel like you should have my best interest at heart. I do not think just because I'm a woman that I should be voting for a woman. And there's people on my Twitter feed that are like, Tayla, as a female, how dare you not vote for Hillary? I thought you were a feminist. I thought you were for women's rights. You know what I heard about women's rights yesterday? I heard Hillary Clinton talking about one of her clients that raped a 12-year-old girl and how she got him off and had the evidence thrown out. Listen, I don't care. When you stand for something, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. My grandmother taught me that a long time ago. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And if you think sitting here and defending a grown man who you knew raped a 12-year-old girl is appropriate, I'm not with you. Hashtag not with her. Anytime, all the time, every time. You don't believe me? Do your due diligence, my dear. Read for yourself. Really quickly, I'm not proud that we're over here killing alligators. How are you going to have a baby in the water at nighttime? The baby gets snatched up by the alligator, but you want to go on a killing spree and kill 4 different alligators because they did what they supposed to do. This makes no sense to me. How do you come hunt me, come find me, because you had this little waddling creature for me to eat? There was I love memes. There was a meme on Instagram of a kid in a pirate suit that had an alligator like eating him. It's like a little costume. And the question was, I wonder if Disney took this off the market. I don't think it's funny. I don't think that the baby dying is a funny thing, but when you have a 2-year-old at nighttime in the water being drunk off by an alligator, and then you want to kill all the damn alligators, somebody got to have some sense. Somebody got to be the adult here. And it's not just the 2-year-old. There's others. There's somebody who was 100 miles away from Disney who, too, was dragged off by an alligator. If you know for a fact that there's alligators in the water, stay your behind out the water. If I know there's bears in the woods, I'm not going to the woods. There's so many more stories. I really want to get to Power Hour, but really quickly, Make America White Again. A Tennessee candidate faces boycott over Trump-inspired racist billboard. He has 2 separate billboards. So one of the billboards that has already went viral, it made trending on Twitter yesterday, Make America White Again. Rick Tayla for Congress.com, MakeAmericaWhiteAgain.info. And he also has one that says, I have a dream. And it's a picture of the White House. And it's Rick Tayla for Congress.com. I find both equally offensive. But he said that he feels like a lot of people enjoyed and liked the billboard. And they stood by next to it, took pictures next to it. And he said, there's some people that might feel some type of way and might be sensitive. But, hey, that's my First Amendment right. Put them back up. He said, I wish I could pay for the entire nation to have nothing but Make America White Again. First and foremost, let me remind you that you do not know your history if you think making America white again is the answer. Because America was never white till you guys came kicking the door, waving the 4-4. Christopher Columbus, this is mine. It wasn't. There was nothing but indigenous black folks here, indigenous Indians here. But we don't talk about that. That's not the truth, huh? That's not what our history books tell us. So when someone tells us something conflicting from what we've learned in school, it's hard for us to believe, yet what we learned in school is a complete and damn lie. Last but not least, the Department of Justice will not file charges of the 2013 death of the 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson, whose body was found in a rolled-up gym mat. They have pictures. That baby's body was rolled up in a mat and his sneakers were stuffed in there. How is nobody responsible? Nobody. Not one person. And the person, for those who don't know, there was a video that came out. They have new footage. And in this new footage, there will be a child here in the right-hand corner, and then all of a sudden, the child just disappears. There's Kendrick walking across the camera, and then all of a sudden, there's 2 kids that appear. I'm sorry. This looks like some messery on the footage. I think somebody edited the tape, and they're like, oh, no, we never edited it, even though edited it. We never touched it, even though it's 2016. The video was back from 2013, and we just released it this year. But no, nothing suspicious has happened with the tape. If y'all don't, I don't know what's going on at all in this world. And it just, we're so willy-nilly, just go whatever it is. Oh, we believe you. We'll take that. Take that. Really quickly, I'm going to take this call. Then we got our hit Power Hour. I want to thank Roy Wood Jr. Today's going to be an amazing conversation. It's going to be hilarious. Good rise and call you live. Super fantastic. How are you?
You're up and everything. That's all good. We are making it make sure everybody's up. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Question. I know we got the election, which is a pretty big situation right now, and I understand that you have some interpretation when it comes to Hillary Clinton. So do I. But what is your alternative based on the sitting situation that we are right now?
I would have to say I think writing Bernie Sanders is a solution. I think that Joe Stein is a solution. I think that if we did not have media that was bought and paid for, that did not say the two names of candidates on a regular basis and actually did what they're supposed to do and report the news, then maybe some people that are currently running for president would have a fighting chance.
Okay, well, here's our given situation, right? Based on the Supreme Court, which is very important stuff that we really got to cover. The majority, most of our Americans, if you want to know that, the major election that we should be looking at is the local election when it comes to the governor, our state representative, as well as the mayor, right?
Absolutely.
And so now, better yet, the midterm election. So we got to educate our folks, not just to be looking at just who is the president or whoever that is, but we got to make sure that we are very much involved when it comes to elections with our local politics, and hopefully that local politics will affect our nation's politics. But as it stands right now, we're in a situation where it's either we have Donald Trump who wants to make America white again, and the opportunity that you say to go in and write in Bernie Sanders is not enough because he would have got the electoral votes to be able to.
Pause. I don't know if you remember when we were on air with Lionel Media. Lionel won awards after awards for his reporting and for his ability to report unbiasedly on media. And one of the things that he mentioned, one of the things that all of our experts have mentioned is the Electoral College is a joke. And if we could get rid of the Electoral College and let the people vote for themselves, because right now the people are like, what the hell I want to vote for when the Electoral College already made my decision?
All right, but that's what we're at this particular stage in the game, that's what we're dealing with. Now we can't change that right now. So we have to work with what we got.
No. This is exactly why we have to challenge the system. You can't.
Before the election, and you change the Electoral College before the election.
Did you not see the Democrats sitting on the floor yesterday like some children? At some point in time, we need to stand up and say this is okay. This is not okay.
Okay, but do we have enough time to change it before the election? That's what I'm asking. No.
At what point, you know what? At what point in time are we gonna say enough is enough? And this is not okay. I'm not voting. We're not voting. We need to shut this down. We're shutting all of this down.
Not voting is not shutting it down. I can tell you that right now. Not voting is not necessarily shutting it down, because if you don't vote, people who do vote will make sure that their election, their candidate wins.
So instead of giving people a candidate that they can actually believe in, a candidate that believes in we the people, we're just going to go ahead and say, in order for us not to have Trump, we're just going to vote Hillary in. Like,
question is, it's not a question of just voting Hillary in. The question was, again, making sure you vote for your midterm election. Make sure you vote for your state representatives and your governors.
Okay.
That's important.
Okay.
You got to have those people in place to put that person's agenda forward. So if we don't have a governor who's making sure the politics that we're looking for our state is up and running, as well as the state senator or a congressman, then of course anybody who's the president of the United States can run willy-nilly if another party is definitely representing their self-interest. So to say we're going to just sit here and not do nothing, or we have to play. We got to play by the game right now until we can change the game before the election. And we can't do that right now. So we have to do what we got.
I'm not voting for Hillary. She ain't got my vote. I'm not with her.
You and me. It's about my kids and other people's kids who are going to be living in this society after the election.
That's true, and I'm all for local elections. So that's where we agree. I'm never with her. I'm never with her. I will give my vote I'll write my vote in for Bernie Sanders before I stand for something before I fall for anything, baby. And that's, I know we have we may disagree on that aspect. Tayla, he can't win. Well, you know what? They said Jesus couldn't walk on water. They said that Tayla couldn't be born. There's a lot of things that were said, and if we want to take it for biblical real quick, as a man thinketh, so he is. So if I sit here and I brainwash you to think over and over and over and over and over again that Bernie Sanders is not a viable candidate and that people will keep saying it over and over again and you start believing it, baby, I don't believe it. My God is so big, so strong, so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. And there's a lot of angry people. There's a lot of frustrated people. And there's a lot of people that are saying, I'm not with her. You're not going to just sit here and jump off. I'm not Elizabeth Warren. I'm not jumping off my Bernie in order to give to it's not happening. I don't even have words. But what I'm going to do really quickly is introduce our guest because we are 10 minutes over and I really want to hear him speak. Coming from or hailing from Birmingham, Alabama, that's where I hail from as well. Wood, a native of Birmingham, Alabama, began his comedy career in 1998 at the age of 19 while attending Florida A&M University. He made his network television debut in 2006 on The Late Show with David Letterman and finished third in the 2010 season of The Last Comic Standing. In 2002, Wood earned a slot as one of the 10 national finalists in Comedy Central's Laugh Riots competition in Los Angeles. Roy was a Star Search semifinalist in 2003, where he advanced to semifinals. Long story short, my dude has been on Comedy Central's premium blend, The Late Show with Craig Ferguson, and currently, he is on The Daily Show. Good rising, my king. How you feeling?
How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm fine. I'm fine. How you doing?
I can't complain, man. I'm trying my best to make sense of this world. You saw what's going on in Cleveland with the parade, with the victory parade for the cast.
Yes, sir.
Court. They told the defendants, you don't even need to come to court today. That's how they send no black people to jail.
That doesn't happen too often, does it?
Yeah, they was like, listen, we're going to take a break from locking up black folks. We're just going to go on outside and just take in LeBron. So just come on back to the courthouse tomorrow. Some brother ain't coming back to court.
I know that's right.
A bunch of felonies to a peer warrant going out today.
You're a fool. You're a fool. How you been, boo?
Dude, it's been good, man. I've been blessed. Just trying my best to, spit a couple jokes here and there and keep these student loans paid down. Because, dude, it's money. Florida and them want their money.
I know that's right.
Ain't no joke. That's the candidate. I was like, all I need is a candidate to come out and go, hey, man, I got you on 1 month of student loan payments. I'm sold. You got me. And
then you get married, huh? That's all you need.
Yo, these student loans, man, they want all of it. What's messed up about student loans? They want all the money back. I graduated with a C. I didn't learn everything. Why y'all charging me for a price? I shouldn't have to pay you for stuff I don't remember.
So you think you should get a discount?
Yeah, prorate your thing. If I graduate with 2.6, I owe you half. That's all I'm saying. I didn't learn everything. I missed an entire month of class. So you need to go and knock that off for total.
I wish it was that simple. If it was that simple, Lord have mercy, I wouldn't be in the debt I'm in.
Yeah, it would definitely be a different place. What do you think about the Olympics and all these athletes double clutching on going now because of the Zika virus?
You know what? So I have a 13-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter. My 13-year-old son said, why don't they ever talk about the Zika virus that's not in women that's pregnant? What about other people that's not pregnant? What about men and the Zika virus? Like, why is it only because men catch the Zika virus through sexually transmitted, through sex is how the Zika virus comes out. So I think he has a valid question because Zika virus only looks like in media that it only affects women that are pregnant. What about everybody else?
Well, I think that's probably because of the side effects of pregnancy and the babies coming out with smaller heads and all of that.
He about to say something so stupid.
vegan, that's half the stuff that NyQuil cure. Look, if I got a chance, if you've been training 4 years to do something, and in order to go and get your medal, you got to risk having a small-headed child or birth defect, you might want to go and risk it. I'm not going to call these athletes cowards for not wanting to make a speaker. But Jesse Owens had to deal with racism, and he knew it was going to be that. There's far worse stuff. Jesse Owens had to run in the Olympics in Germany, and Hitler was going to be there. Not like in Germany. Hitler was going to be there at the game. Had a ticket. I'm going to watch you run. Just these white people. Which is worse? You got to man up.
Lord have mercy. Did you really say that, though? Did you really say that? You going to hell. You going to hell.
Yeah, that's the speaker. Man, if you don't get this basketball going down there, but I understand why them NBA players get though, because the groupies, that's what they do. That's how they get down. And man, somebody can poison the groupies, man. What's the point of going to Brazil?
You know what's the point of going to Brazil? You seen them videos. You said what Snoop Dogg and Pharrell video about Brazil? Man, I'll go to Brazil.
Y'all can mix me with Brazil. Y'all can mix me with Carnival and all that. It looks gorgeous, and I imagine it's a wonderful time. But I am so paranoid when I'm on the road. First of all, I only travel to countries where there's other black people. So Brazil is eligible in that regard. But I don't know how to dance. I ain't got no rhythm. So I'm not going to be out in these streets waiting to get robbed, because I'd be looking like a regular tourist. Hell, I look like a tourist in America. Half the places I go, I see the dude in Brazil walking around with a "Welcome to Brazil" map in my hand, just walking around the strip club. All my money be gone.
That's your fault. That's your fault. Roy, I got a question. How do you like being on the Daily Show?
It's been a wonderful experience. Trevor Noah has been very good at making sure that his vision of politics is met, and he went out and found people that he felt like could help support that vision. And the thing that I find most enjoyable about this show, in comparison to anything else that I've done up until this point in my career, is that it feels like my opinion and my ability to contribute matters. In a lot of television shows, especially sitcoms, as an actor, you just shut up and read the lines. Nobody really cares what you think or how you feel about the lines. Whereas with the Daily Show, it's 100% about how you feel about the issue, and then they build from there. So, it's been a great opportunity to be able to sit and figure out what's going on in the world and then share those thoughts with people.
So what have you learned from the Daily Show as far as politics is concerned? Because I know you've been in media for years. I remember you from Buck Wild's show. I used to come and bother you guys. But, you've had a huge transition from where you were to where you are now. How has that shaped your vision on politics and on media?
I would say that my time on the Daily Show has made me more detail-oriented about candidates and issues. And, everything isn't as black and white as people paint it, and you really have to take a closer look at candidates to make sure you really know what the hell is going on with these people, good or bad. So in that regard, I think that's a good thing. And on the other hand, I've also lost hope to some degree, because I've been out on the campaign trail and I've talked to some people that definitely are warped, and it's scary to think that their vote counts the same as mine. That's the thing that really scares me about this country.
Talk a little bit about that. What do you mean? You want their vote to count less?
I don't know how you can weed them out. It's just the problem is that crazy people don't have apathy issues when it comes to voting. When it comes time to put, I promise you, whoever this guy is in Tennessee that wants to make America white again, the people who agree with him, they're showing up to the polls. They're going to be right there. You damn right we need to make America white again. You need the people who don't want that to make sure that they show up here. Because it's not enough to just let them go, oh, that's crazy, and oh, that always worry about is, will there be enough normal people turning out to, turn back, crazy? Because, why else are people scared of a Trump president? It's because the fact that he might be able to win is something that sits at the front of a lot of people's minds. If Trump was just some crazy dude on a horse, and I tell you what we need to do, the government and some guy with a tinfoil hat on, conspiracy theorist, fringe candidate, you would write him off and would think twice about it. But once Trump, like the GOP nominee, now it's like, hold on. Because this actually happened. Oh my God, I hope enough people show up and actually vote the other way. So that's what I mean in terms of the fact that good guys aren't as passionate, or at least they don't seem as passionate at first or on the surface.
So before we pulled you up, we had a caller call in talking about, Bernie versus, repetition is the mother of all learning. I wish I could say Bernie's name about 100,000 times on mainstream media. Trump versus Hillary. Where exactly do you fall with that conversation? Do you believe that Bernie even has a chance? Do you think we just need to forget it and see him in his coffin because he's not going to last long anyways? Or do you think America does or can, depending on her desire, to alter what we're currently looking at?
I think if the candidate isn't officially out, then they're still in. I think, to me, the bigger issue is the concept of a two-party system in this country and how you can only choose, you can only have beef or chicken. Beef or chicken. Well, no. I could also have fish. I could have turkey. I could have there's a lot of different candidates out there. And it's just, there's a lot of focus on just a two-party system in this country, which I think to me is the bigger indictment. Is the fact that why can't all three of us stand up on a damn stage together and debate? And I have the option as a voter of deciding between the three of them.
Well, some would say that you've had that option, but the superdelegates took it away once they told you, it's either Hillary or it's Trump.
Yeah, you know what, though, when you start getting into the delegate system and all of that stuff, that's where a lot of people lose me. And there's so many things in terms of election reform that need to be shaped up. But again, that also comes down to people voting in the people and voting in the candidates that will actually stand up for that. People actually caring beyond the election. They get into the tricky stuff that happens in the next round of congressional elections, which will be in 2 years. So that's when all the tricky stuff gets snuck in. So if it's about changing the electoral college and the superdelegate system in this country, it requires a level of connection to the issues beyond the presidential race. Because a lot of us get caught up in this, like the Olympics, and then we move on to the next thing. And we're not really thinking about politics until 2020 when Kanye runs.
Do you think that's a real thing, or you think that's satire?
Nah, Kanye is. Can you count Kanye out for anything? Now, we already know Kanye ain't gonna make it past the primary because he's gonna cut somebody out in that debate and start talking in code and broken sentences. I'm a god. Picasso. I think these pictures in my head. I sell tickets, man. Quote me on that. Play that back in 4 years, and I promise you I would have nailed a Kanye speech at a debate.
And the hilarious thing, if you've ever heard a Kanye West interview, it sounds just like that.
Burgers, chicken, and fries. It's like I'm building meals over here. I'm building meals, but y'all not giving me the right oven. So I had to barbecue. Anyway, what did you just say?
So one of the things that, because I'm always here for the comments, I love the comments more than the articles themselves. one of the things people feel like the Daily Show completely takes politics and turns it satire. Like it makes jokes out of things that are serious. And on the other side, people like, listen, you know, for many people don't care about politics, and the Daily Show gives them something that they can actually connect with. How do you feel about the Daily Show prior to you joining the cast and now that you are part of the cast?
Oh, I've always been a fan of the Daily Show. You know, I auditioned originally back in 2007, I think, and didn't get the part at the time for a correspondent role. But it's very important. And, the thing that's always been there, though, that they've always believed in, even before Trevor's time and my time, was that we're a comedy show first. We're a comedy show that makes fun of the issues and current events. So there are a lot of people, I'm sure you heard the statistics and the studies of people who get their actual news from the Daily Show, more so than they do their own local news. So there's still a responsibility to make sure that you're informing the people, but humor definitely is a much easier pill to swallow when you're talking about, sometimes a lot of horrible things and a lot of sometimes horrible people who are in the way of what I believe to be true progress for us as a society.
What story have you read or engaged in or a part of while on the Daily Show that you made a joke about that you kind of felt like, damn, I might be going to hell for that one? And maybe not even on the Daily Show, but what joke have you told that you have to question yourself whether or not you can tell that joke again?
I did a story about racism and pornography, and we did a full piece. I went out to Los Angeles. Basically, what happened: white women don't have sex with black men until later in their careers, because if they have sex with them too soon, their racist fan base will rebel against them, and it costs them money. So a lot of them avoid doing interracial scenes because they don't want to lose money and be seen as, blah, blah, blah. Even though interracial sex is the most popular type of porn, but that's beside the issue. So I go out and talk to all these porn stars, and it's one of those issues that you don't really think about happening because you think about workplace racism and workplace discrimination. Well, porn is a workplace, and if that happens anywhere else in America, in any other type of job, if you walked into work tomorrow and a white coworker looked at you and said, I'm going home, you would win millions in a lawsuit. But in porn, you just gotta shut up and take it. So I thought that was funny, and a lot of people were like, well, they porn stars. So it was one of those ones where it's the piece that I've done where I felt the most judged by people who are like, oh, that's funny, but I don't condone pornography, therefore I don't care about what they're going through. That type of thing. So, if I was to get sent to hell, like if I go to heaven and Jesus is showing me the highlight reel of why I'm not getting in, I'm pretty sure that piece will be part of it, the real.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You did a skit, the Black Donald Trump, and you made a rap song based on Donald Trump's real life quotes. Please tell me about that transformation into becoming Donald Trump and how you felt how did you feel as Donald Trump?
It was funny, it was that idea came down from the writer's room. And, and that goes back to just, what I was talking about before about, the open to the show, to try new things, do things that are a little different and a little, off the rails. And, we just all started looking at his clothes and like he brags like a rapper, he takes women like a rapper, he talks about how rich he is like a rapper. I bet you we could put a rap song together of just his quotes. And so we went through all his quotes and just formed a bunch of couplets, and I put on a little Trump wig and spit some bars. And, it was pretty magical. And it's weird when you really sit down and read self-word document of just Donald Trump quotes. And it really gives you a window into, how much his flag can fly any direction, his needle can point any direction at any given time. Yeah, I think the one thing that you see through all of his quotes is a series of just inconsistencies on any issue.
What were some of your favorite quotes, and what were some of the quotes that didn't make it into the rap song?
I can't remember all the quotes that didn't make it. The one that I was really happy that we made it in was, I've never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke. End quote. That's an actual Donald Trump statement. I've never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke. And you have to pause and think about it and go,
I never.
Oh, damn, I guess he's right. I've never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke. And so when I went searching for that quote, I looked around online and you could see a bunch of people, skinny women, taking sips of Diet Coke and then adding Donald Trump on Twitter to actually show him a skinny person drinking a Diet Coke. I thought that was definitely fun.
Lord have mercy. From that 30-page document of nothing but Donald quotes, was there anything there that you actually agreed with? Donald might have a point here, other than the Diet Coke. As far as politics and policies are concerned, do you feel because I know you said he flip-flops, his needle could go either side, but does he have any validity in anything that he says?
There's a lot of stuff in there. I can't remember any of it off the top of my head, but there was a lot of stuff in there with regards to business dealings and how you deal with people, more on some character type stuff, where I was like, yeah, I could agree with that sentiment. I think I could agree with that. So, it wasn't 30 pages of me going, he's crazy. If I didn't tell you these were Donald Trump quotes, and I told you to just pick out some good ones, you would definitely, somewhere through that document, find some stuff that you agree with, which is what makes me, it really makes me feel like he's either the craziest candidate we've ever had or the most calculatingly smart candidate who knows when to say stuff that's going to get people riled up and start pushing buttons. But, him firing his campaign manager this week, that's not a good sign of this being calculated.
So I have to be honest, going back a few years when you were in Birmingham, Alabama, and on the Buck Wild Morning Show, and to hear you now, you are a completely different person than who you were. And I think, all of us change, all of us grow, but I want to say, what's happened to you? Not in a bad way, it's not a bad thing, but what's happened with you that you've grown exponentially? And I want to know, where exactly did that growth come from?
Probably getting fired from 95.7 3 times. Me, it's just been an issue of wanting to do more with my comedy. You know how hip-hop radio is. A lot of the time, you don't really get to stretch your legs creatively and talk about anything of substance with any real depth, because you have X amount of songs to play every hour, X amount of commercials, you got all these other physical commitments you have to make. But, the only thing I've tried to do my entire career is have a little bit of an opinion and perspective on something and hopefully make you laugh along the way. And I had an opportunity to start getting on television shows that gave me that chance. Shout out to Conan O'Brien, that Comedy Jam back in 07. All of that stuff really helped me start honing a comedic voice that gave me something that was a lot more structured than just doing a prank call and, cracking a couple of Ja Rule and DMX jokes on the radio every morning.
What do you think, over the course of these years and over your growth, what do you think is the most memorable for you of your growth and of these opportunities that you've had? And you've had some amazing opportunities that most comedians are never afforded, let alone, great opportunities that you've been afforded over the last couple of years. What do you attribute that to?
I would say, there's definitely some luck involved, but there's also, preparation and being able to be funny when the opportunity calls on you, when you get your chance. I believe all entertainers, no matter what level you are in the game, every year you're given a couple of opportunities to skip a level. There's always going to be a couple of key events or opportunities where if you do well here, then you might be able to open a door here, here, and here. And so, I just try my best to, stay sharp and prepare so that when those opportunities come, I do as best I can to try and knock them down. For me, being on Letterman stands out as a very, very important career milestone because career-wise, Letterman was always seen as a high watermark for what good comedy was, and then the next year to be able to be a part of Def Comedy Jam, that was very important to me because they're two totally different styles of comedy, and to be able to do something stylistically that landed me on both television programs is something I'm extremely proud of. It's not a lot of stuff that I've done that I'll go, yeah, I did this, yeah, so I'm good. But that I'm definitely proud of.
And I too am proud of you. Really quickly, if it's all right with you, I would love to play "They Love Me," this song, this parody that you did of you being the Black Donald Trump.
Black Donald Trump, every syllable, except for the hook, every syllable that I spit is an actual Trump quote. Everything he actually said.
So go ahead and introduce the song real quick.
That is "They Love Me," and that's just a tribute to Donald Trump, aka the Notorious D.O.N. Tayla, thank you, love. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, we're not done. We're not finished.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were pushing me up.
No, absolutely not. We're just gonna play the song real quick and come back. That fair? Is that fair? You gonna stay here with us? Okay, all right. So "They Love Me." This is the Black Donald Trump, The Daily Show. Roy Wood Jr. waking up with Tayla Andre Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. They love me.
Lion Ted Cruz use a picture of the line. Yeah, careful Lion Ted, I spit a prison with woman. I'm talking about your rotten family with my mobile. I never liked that niggas was selling. I had black guys got my money. The one who can beat Hillary. I'm not a Rodney Remember, I'm the only candidate who's so fun. Oh yeah, make America great again. Fingers on beautiful ladies' hands. I win, I always win. Some people say I'm very, very, very intelligent. Mexico is not a friend. Build the wall, I love the Mexicans. Nobody has more respect for the man. How we feel sadly, no longer can. Check me out, Democrats love. Check me out, these Muslims love. Stop hating these women, love me. These gays love me. Everybody love me. Told you, check me out, Megan Kelly, she love me. Check me out, illegals, they love me. What it do, these veterans love me. Protesters love me. Everybody love me.
Precision, what's good? Man, if Megan Kelly started talking about me on her show, her ratings would drop like a rock. But I gotta go, man. The beat about to drop.
I have a great relationship with the blacks. Politicians all talking no action. I was down there at 7-11. I spent almost nothing on my run for president. All of them afraid to put me on the apprentice. Because if I could want my daughter, then for him to be dating up, we have to have a wall done. Who's doing the race? We have to have a wall done. Who's doing the race? Check me out, Democrats in love. Check me out, these girls in love. Stop hating these women, love. These gays love. Everybody love. Told you, me out, Megan Kelly, she love. Check me out, illegals in love. What it do, these veterans love me. Protesters love me. Everybody love. Told you, I'm so good looking. I'm really rich. Part of the beauty of me is that I'm very rich. Don't respect women and know it's the opposite. Ariana Huffington is unattractive. After these kids are hard. I've never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke.
That's absolutely insane. That is absolutely. So I went ahead and I pulled up the lyrics aka the Donald Trump actual quotes. And he said, Mexico is not our friend. I don't like Mexicans. I love the Mexicans. Like, if that was a complete, hold on, I'm confused. Donald, which one is it?
Yeah, people can pull up the whole list and everything. If you go to yourboyblacktrump.com, yourboyblacktrump.com, there's the whole Genius Bar breakdown. Genius.com Genius Bar. I'm talking about the Apple Store, but Genius.com breaks down the lyrics. So he says a lot of stuff. So he definitely knows how to push people's emotional buttons. I'll give Trump that.
Lord have mercy. So let's go back to you, my love. Let's go back to what's next for you. Like, is this? I feel like this is a great pinnacle of your career. What do you want next for yourself? And what's in the works for you?
Well, right now I'm just trying to stay on the Daily Show and do my best to honor, what the people before me have built in terms of maintaining the show as a cultural institution that it is. I don't take this lightly. This is not just something to do here and now, boom, bam, and be gone. But I feel like there's a lot to learn here. There's a lot of opportunity. So, I'm not trying to put a lot else on my plate right now. I would imagine, when you walk the same halls as, John Oliver and Larry Wilmore and Steve Carell and Stephen Colbert, they didn't come in and just do a couple of a year and leave. So, I'm going to nestle in as long as Comedy Central will have me and continue to try to raise the bar creatively on what the show has done.
Let's talk about comedy for a second. How do you feel about comedy right now? And I would love to bring up, what's going on with Kat, what's going on with Kevin. Like, we see two very promising careers that took two different directions. Do you want to speak on either of those?
I mean, Kevin's a god. There ain't nothing to be said right there. Kevin's a god, and Cat Williams is a god when he chooses to be, which is, I guess, a little bit more of a different path. But, if we're talking just putting them both on stage, joke for joke, they're probably two of the best things going for Black comedy and comedy as a whole right now. Because what you need in stand-up is people who can sell tickets because, it gives other people opportunities. And the thing that's never discussed about Cat Williams, like, he was all cat crazy. Can you believe Cat Williams punched a dude at a Greyhound station? And what was he doing on the Greyhound? Well, he was there, he got choked out by a teenager. Cat Williams puts more money in the hands of young Black comedians in terms of his opening acts and the people he travels with, in terms of opening doors and giving opportunities to new comics, and comics that, not new, but, comics that deserve the opportunity to tour with a legend and help build that show, help build his road show. And so, in that regard, Cat Williams is good for comedy. He's great for comedy because it's one thing to have the opportunity to sell out, arenas, but it's another thing to understand that you have a responsibility and then taking on that responsibility of helping to cultivate the next wave of talent. Kevin Hart does it as well, but it's not discussed with Cat because Cat's, shortcomings and mistakes tend to overshadow everything else that he's done. It makes me sad sometimes because when Cat Williams is on point, he's unathletic. But those are the choices he chooses to make. The times that I've worked with Cat, he's been nothing but, kind, polite, and personable with me. Kevin Hart is even more amazing because, he built a lot of it from just the ground up. When you think about Kevin Hart when he first started, he did Soul Plane and he had a short-lived sitcom on ABC, I think it was. But, this dude went out for years and did the work, just repeatedly going in markets over and over again until people started remembering his name. And boom, the next thing you know, he had a fan base. And once you have a fan base, the game changes for you because then the industry can't deny you. They can't tell you that you're not good enough to do something. Well, I am good enough. I have millions of people who already disagree with me. So how about you shut up and give me my movie role?
Exactly.
You know, it's a beautiful thing for those brothers to be able to do what they're doing because, you know, the thing that a lot of people lose sight of right now, especially with younger, you know, when you start talking about millennials and everything, stand-up comedy is an art form. I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned about stand-up comedy surviving another generation, you know, because a lot of people get their comedy from different places now. Comedians used to have carte blanche on, we were the gatekeepers of funny. If you wanted to laugh, you had to come see us. You had to turn on Def Jam. You had to turn on Comedy View. You had to turn on Premium Blend on Comedy Central. Now, if you ask someone under 25 who their favorite, name their 5 favorite comedians, 3 of them will probably be internet stars who do internet videos. And that stuff is funny, but it ain't stand-up. So it's a totally different discipline. So you have more people who are less connected with the concept of going to see someone live. Because everyone that does the Vine and YouTube stuff, they're not all touring. Some of them do, but not all of them. So you have people that are coming up liking something that you don't really have to go see live if you don't want to be entertained by it. So that live element of comedy, that's where comedians live. That's where we thrive. Sooner or later, New York and Hollywood are going to chew me up and spit me out like they do every single comedian. So at that point, the only thing I will have to fall back on is the live shows. And the really good comedians can tour until the day they die. If you look at people like Bob Hope and George Carlin, and you know, I'm not sure what the last thing scripted was that my man Sinbad did, but Sinbad still sells out shows on the road because he built a strong reputation for himself. So the element of live performance and people needing and wanting to go and see live art is important. And anytime there's comedians that are selling tickets at a theater, it's good because those people will eventually come to a comedy club where they have an opportunity to discover the next Kevin Hart or the next Cat Williams, or hopefully the next damn Roy Woodkin, or from the hell. Matter of fact, the first Roy Woodkin, like he, people are up for a second.
So really quickly, as far as comedy is concerned, one of the things I think you're absolutely right as far as comedy taking, you know, to the Vines and to the YouTubes, to the memes. And one of the things that I'm not liking, even though I understand it's been quote unquote funny since the beginning of time, is this influx of men dressing like women. As a comedian, how do you feel about that?
It's not my thing. I feel like it's an easy joke. And, you know, if that's your entry point, to me, when I get online, I see brothers dressed like, you know, they put on a wig and the dress and, you know, lipstick and all of that stuff. The first thing I tend to assess is the age of the comedian, because when you start out in comedy, you go for a lot of easier laughs and a lot of easier punchlines and more simple premises. You know, we all do it. It's not something that I think is foreign to any new comedian. So if it's a new guy, you know, you've been doing it less than 3 years or something, you didn't figure it all out yet, then fine. You know, I just think what those guys have to realize is that beyond the whole emasculation of the black man stuff is you're doing a joke that 40 other people are doing. It ain't that original. It's funny. No matter how funny it is, it ain't that original. And at the end of the day, originality is what's going to separate you from the masses more than just funny. Because if I can take what you're doing and see a bunch of other people doing it, then you ain't thinking hard enough creatively. To me, I'm more insulted from a creative side than the whole. Oh,
Whitney, this is Roy Wood from Jams.
It's just not a creative joke. you know black pastors. You know, it's like, all right, yeah, I know. Yes, I know. You know that gay man in the choir, and he had like this. You know, that the black man don't. Yeah, I know all of that, and none of that is original.
I got you.
To me, it's creatively lazy. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm scared because I know sooner or later my day gonna come when they gonna ask me. I haven't been asked yet, but you know, I know I'm gonna be asked.
Are you gonna do it? That's the question. You gonna stand for something? You gonna fall for anything? What you gonna do?
We got this scene for you, Roy, in the dress. And it's just a quick little thing in the dress. Yeah, and I know that that'll be the day that I get chewed up and spat out. And you know that because I feel like a lot of guys will say, I feel like you're always gonna have a fork in the road moment with this industry, man. And you know, I'll say this about the whole man in the dress thing. Comedically, it's not for me. It's not something that I would seek out to do. I gotta put this dress on to really do this thing. But I know the day that I'm asked, that's also probably going to be my last day in Hollywood once I say no. So, you know, I do think about that. But, you know, for now, thankfully, I've, you know, been able to avoid that. Hell, I'm weird about wearing this damn Trump wig. A full blown, you know, dress, wig, and makeup. It's just comedically, it's not for me. I just don't see any new ground being forged there. But I can't even think of what could be written creatively where I can go, yes, this is new territory. Give me the dress. I'll put it on.
They want you to dress up as Hillary Clinton.
No. And hell, she wears suits anyway. Y'all wouldn't know. Y'all would just think I'm dressed up like Steve Harvey from 19. That's a running joke on the show that Hillary Clinton dressed like Martin King's comedy. Got some gold 6-button blazers on. Are you ready for your next Democrat? Everybody say yeah.
Lord have mercy. Well, we are coming to the top of the hour. I want to thank you so much, Roy Wood Jr., from Birmingham, Alabama, to The Late Show with David Letterman, to The Last Comic Standing, and all the way to The Daily Show. We thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. And what do you want to say to Birmingham? Because Birmingham is on the map right now. Shout out to Sebastian Cole. Shout out to Snipe. Snipe's been doing a lot in Cali. You've been doing a lot everywhere. Like, Birmingham is really putting on for their city right now.
Every time I turn on Grey's Anatomy, I hear another Sebastian Cole song playing underneath some stuff. This brother traveling the globe and damn writing for some of everybody. And
we so proud of you, Sebastian. We love you.
You know, I'm proud to be from Alabama. I try my best to say that as much and as often as I can, because you know you're raised in Alabama to believe that. You know, I call it like Diddy Mob say, the bars they disregard. You know, and it's important for people from the state to show people that's sitting at home that you can be from the bars they disregard and still contribute something that matters to this world. Because, you know, they try to make you feel like because, you know, you're in some irrelevant city somewhere in middle America that ain't nobody checking for you, ain't nobody studying for you. And what you're doing doesn't matter, that you can't make it out of that situation. You can't. I'm from one of the worst zip codes in the state of Alabama. You know, I turn on the first 48 and I see blocks I recognize.
Hold on, you talking about Inslee?
Yeah, West End.
Oh, you for real? I was joking, but for real.
Yeah, I grew up in West End, man. South Park Road, Pearson Avenue. So it's definitely important to me to always represent for the city because, you know, Birmingham was a lot of great people, creative people. And, you know, it's more of it's coming. That's all I can say.
We love you, Roy. We thank you. We appreciate you. Peace and blessings for all that you want, all that's coming toward you. And I hope they never ask you to put that dress on because I want to see you stay in show business.
Well, I'll be on the road touring after they ask you. Just come see me.
Oh, you come see us. We'd love to have you in Boston.
All right, well, RoyWoodJr.com.
And what about Twitter, Instagram? How do we follow you? I want to get all the jokes.
Everything is Roy Wood Jr. Put an @ symbol in front of it or a .com behind it.
Thank you, Papa. We love you. We appreciate you. And we hope you have an awesome career.
All right, now. Thank you.
Thank you. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking Up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. That was Roy Wood Jr. I am so proud, so proud, so proud of him and all that he's done. I promise, like, when you see somebody make their way up the ranks, like, there's nothing but love. I wish more of us would congratulate each other and love each other. But, you know, there's nothing about hate in these streets always. And I hate it for us. But shout out to him. Shout out to everything that he's doing. And thank you for listening. I love and appreciate you. I'm trying to look for this Alessia Cara. My favorite song, Outlaw. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Because from Birmingham, Alabama, from Ensley to West End, from East End, I want to shout out Sebastian Cole, who is almost every weekend or every, Wednesday, Thursday on Grey's Anatomy with some song, some new hit, and he wrote Alessia Cara's album. So shout out to you, Sebastian. Shout out to you, Roy Wood Jr. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Mwah! You know what tomorrow is, right? Freaky Friday. Wow. I have to turn that down because YouTube would kill me. And I'll be right back. We are about to go take a walk and buzz with like Hello? You guys see the face natural beauty products stuff that we got in the summer scents and all that good stuff? We got a whole lot of spoiled rotten. I love every single last one of her products. If you are a fan, please head over to Face with an S, Natural with an S, beauty.com for all of her new summer products. And if you order online, you will receive a lot of samples, and you will love the samples, things that nobody else has access to yet. So I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I can't wait for Freaky Friday. Hallelujah. Hi, how are you? Hi, what is it? Ralph?
Yes.
So I did get your phone call,
Okay.
but I'm on air.
I know, so.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you outside, and it would suck if it was raining or cold or. Mwah! Love you, appreciate you, and hope you have an amazing day.